Welcome, my special guest. Today we've got Ian. Ian is a project manager at One Marketing, and this is where I'm going to overdub some of the clapping. Woo! Welcome.
Thank you.
So,
Glad to be here.
Ian was wearing a green sweater today, and we were in the middle of the conversation, and I stopped him. I looked over because he had some nice shirt here with a tie and another blue sweater. I said, "So which one are you wearing today? Because your green wouldn't work in front of the green screen." But thanks for taking some of your time today and getting behind the camera. But just to get things off, when I came back today, the first thing I said was they just don't get it.
That seems to be the case more often than not.
Who really is that they don't get it? But we were talking about big marketing agencies, local business owners, small agencies, and freelancers. The majority of the SEO industry, and in a nutshell, what do you think I meant by they don't get it?
Well, in my experience, what it comes down to is people are thinking like they're trying to be a computer instead of thinking like a human being when it comes to search engine optimization.
The algorithm.
Everybody is chasing the algorithm, and it just doesn't make sense. There's no thought behind that, really, and if you just took a second to think about what you would want to see as an end user, the whole SEO idea becomes so much more easy and clear.
Like one thing I kind of joke about is this whole thing about an avatar. What the hell is an avatar?
Oh God.
And learning about that and realizing, well, all this is customer segmentation. When holy shit, when I was in school, first day of marketing class, first year, 101 was segment your audience. Well, understand your audience. Well, duh. I mean, obviously.
Right?
So we deal with chiropractors. We got pain management chiropractors. We got wellness chiropractors. We got chiropractors that we talk to that feel like that when they make an adjustment, it's Jesus putting in energy into a body versus chiropractors that say, well, take medicine. So they're all different extremes, but yet where this business is focused in on, those are the customers.
Yeah, it's not so much about our client, it's about the customers of our client, So we have to position ourselves every day when we wake up as, today I am a chiropractic patient. What do I expect from my chiropractor? And at that point, then you can start actually developing good content. You can build things that you would like to read if you were in this position, and you can kind of step around the whole idea of client satisfaction, because if you make happy customers, then you have happy clients.
We can take video as an example. And I can remember in a day, this was even pre your SEO days, that I won't mention the tool that's out there, but there was this tool that you can take a video, and this tool would upload that video to a dozen or hundreds of different video sites, and then it would take the same video and change the file name and change the title and then upload it again and do that 4 different times. So you could take one video and you'd have 4 versions of it on 100 different sites. You'd have 400 links, 400 citations. 400.
If that's not black hat, I don't know what is.
Well, it worked for a while, and it was the big thing. Everybody just jumped on board for this and said, well, this is how we optimize videos to get them number one. But when you think about the customer, they're not going to watch 400 videos.
No, and they're not going to watch 4 videos that are the same video with different titles either.
No.
As soon as you turn 30 seconds into it and you're like, oh, I already watched this one.
So
now you're annoying your customers.
What value does that have for the end user?
It doesn't have any value for the end user.
I don't think so.
And that's,
So why would a search engine give value to a business if it has no value to an end user?
Exactly, especially when the search engines are trying so hard to think the way that we do. They're investing millions upon millions upon millions of dollars to make the algorithm think the way that your brain already works. They're chasing we're chasing the algorithm, but the algorithm is chasing us.
So that's a neat point. Yeah.
So it becomes this vicious circle if you don't step back and say, I'm not even going to worry about the algorithm anymore. I'm going to worry about what is good content. What do people want to see? And if you build good content and you stay active and you stay relevant, then the algorithm will catch up to us. It's about standing out in front of it and saying, I'll wait for you to catch up to what we're doing over here.
Yeah.
Because they will. It might take a year, it might take a couple of years, before the algorithm catches up. But I mean, if Google's not on the way to being Skynet, I don't know what is.
1984. You reminded me of that brilliant idea that you had for one of our clients, our cab company client in Chicago. And when we talk about video and how video resonates and creating content that has value and whatnot, we know that consumers build relationships with businesses. They get a sense when we talk and drop the word like culture and whatnot, there's an element to that, and especially with repeat business. There's a culture that's always built around a company.
Right.
And, when it came to internet, it's like, well, we could utilize this tool and generate 400 different types of videos and massive exposure, or we can create content that a real audience is going to look at and enjoy and share.
Right.
And laugh at.
Yeah, that's really what it's about.
Fun.
Just having fun with it.
Yeah.
I believe that. If you can get your customer to engage in the business of marketing your company, then really, I mean, there's no better marketing than that. If the internet is the new word of mouth, then individual user submitted marketing stuff is the best word of mouth you could have. That's like word of mouth from your best friend coming and telling you this place is awesome.
Like reviews.
It's exactly like reviews, only instead of somebody having to sit down and write out a review and, I don't listen to Yelp say, oh, your review's not quite long enough. You got to catch up. It's a little shorter than everybody else's review, or keep going. You're doing really good. You're almost there. I can tape a 40-second video in the back of a cab of me and my friends having fun on a night out, tag it to Blue Cab and say, hey, we're having a blast and the drivers here are great. And then next time that somebody is browsing through internet videos of people out having fun on a Friday night, maybe that pops up and somebody gets a kick out of 4, partying young people in the back of a cab. And now you've got, shares and expansive penetration of the internet.
But here now we're talking about putting videos of customers in the back of a cab, but our job is to get them ranked number 1 on Google. And that's often, I think, something that is just not really fully understood. They just don't get it. They don't get the whole closed loop of what our marketing objectives really are.
Yeah, how much is actually involved in getting Google to recognize that you are a valid business. It's not all about numbers. It's not all ones and zeros. It's about authority. It's about Google believing that you are an important person, or an important company, that this company has more relevance than any other company out there. And the best way, I think, to do that is to, get customers to say that you're the most important in their social circle. And they're giving a lot more value to video and social media than ever before. And it blows my mind how some of these bigger marketing agencies just are not getting the idea. They're gonna an example. We have a client who had some video management done by a larger business, and they're putting out 40-minute videos. Who is going to sit down and watch a 40-minute video on YouTube? Not me.
Of a chiropractor.
Of a chiropractor just talking about a condition. Nobody is going to. Even if you have fibromyalgia, you're not going to watch a 40-minute video when you can watch 5 4-minute videos that cover all the same bases. You're not going to stand and watch some guy stand in front of a green screen for 40 minutes talking about droning on about whatever. That gets boring. People don't sit through that, especially not anymore. It's not television. It's the internet. People expect, give me answers now. I want it right now. I
Well,
want it.
I mean, we could just open up a whole different discussion of what social media has done to our world and how our attention spans have completely been reduced. And, you're opening up a discussion of rich media. But one thing I wanted to raise a discussion about was with reviews, for example. It's a kind of like a digital form of word of mouth. And you had mentioned word of mouth advertising. It's the best. It always has been. It always will be. Let's face it. If I think that you've got a good palate and I want to go and to a good restaurant, I'm going to trust your judgment over any stranger that's out there.
Right.
But if I go to Google and I do a search and Google trying to become a destination spot, I will absolutely read the reviews
Right.
of restaurants and businesses I work with. So they're a massive influence of conversion. And this chiropractic office I was in this morning, man, when we're doing some research and talking, they had 435 reviews, and I gasped. I thought, like,
I wish I could get 435 reviews.
435 reviews is phenomenal. But they had 4 on Google. And she said, well, I just don't get it. Like, they told me that the reviews with this company were going to be on Google. And I said, well, how are you getting reviews? And she says, well, we send all of our patients a request to leave us a review. Like, these people, they just don't get it. And I thought, like, how am I going to handle this situation? I don't want to knock any of the vendors that are out there, but I just laid it on. I said, well, one thing I do know is that the terms and conditions from Google and Yelp say don't solicit reviews. Well, if you're going to do something that Google says that they don't want you to do, chances are there's going to be penalties involved. Let's face it.
Yeah, for sure.
They're asking for these reviews. And so they're spending all this money with this company to help them get all these reviews that nobody is ever going to see because they're just going to be tucked away in that little spot of
just on that one website.
It's not real.
No, and that blows my mind how even this company stays in business. That, this review generating company, how do they, it's almost like they're duping their clients into thinking that they're providing some sort of value.
And unfortunately, they are.
And, even if they did manage to get those reviews listed on Google, Google is smart. Eventually, they're going to figure out what's going on and they're going to block all of that stuff. And then they're going to turn around and say, you broke the rules. And they're going to slap you on the hand and they're going to make you stand in the corner. And it's just bad business. This review company obviously doesn't get the idea of generating reviews. It's one thing to have a client say or a customer say, you guys did a really great job.
Yeah, and at one time there was value to that. But I sit back and when we're talking about human beings with red blood, just act and think like a human. When has there ever been a business that 100% of that client base has been excited to go out and tell others to go to that business? The word of mouth, the real word of mouth advertising.
Right.
Maybe 10% of a client base might.
Yeah.
And whatnot. And that's essentially what that review site is asking that company, their client, to do, is let's get 100% of your patients out there being heroes. And it just, that business doesn't work. No, it's completely unreasonable. And so a search engine sees that exact same thing and says, this is not organic. It's not real. It's not human nature the way human natures would operate and whatnot. So it's like, I look at the algorithm, and anytime I see something new that comes up, and this has never failed me, I ask myself 3 questions. I get myself into a dark room, I close my eyes, and I ask, is it good for my client? Is it good for my client's client? And is it good for me? And usually I can answer yes to is it good for me? Most SEOers can.
Yeah.
But I can't always answer yes for our clients or our clients' patients.
Right.
And yeah, it's just the SEO world is we've got to have regulation in this industry.
I wish we did. Just the other day, I was looking through a client's mobile site, which was put together by a huge marketing agency with a massive budget and probably a staff of 50 programmers and developers.
Do I want to know about this?
Probably, because really, what the headline of this story is that these people are paying an obscene amount of money. This company is gigantic, and they can't do basic best practices for website development. When you're having inconsistencies between the main web page and your mobile version of the page, it's like, did you never pay attention in a single class about marketing? The idea of branding is that everything is supposed to be the same. So if you have inconsistencies on just your web page viewability, then what is the rest of your business like? How is anybody supposed to take you seriously if you can't even get your mobile page and your desktop page to match? Everything should feel the same. That's what branding is about. And if you can't do that, then you're just not understanding. You just don't get it. And these big companies, they're throwing money at the wall like, oh, we're going to do a million things for you, but if they're not doing them all correctly, you might as well not do them, because all you're doing is making a mess.
It's completely spinning your tires.
Yeah, you're
yeah.
changing colors on your watercolor brush, and you end up with that cup of dirty water.
It's almost like it's got to get worse before it gets better in our industry, and I don't think we've seen it get completely ugly.
No,
I think we've got some time to go before. I mean, let's face it. None of the major companies have all of their tools in place. They're still launching new tools on a monthly and quarterly basis.
Well, I think maybe that's part of the advantage of being a smaller firm, is that it's not as hard to implement new tools and ideas and procedures as it is to implement new ideas into a staff of 50 people that are all supposed to be working on similar projects. It's easy to convince a room of 5 people of the correct way to do things if you're passionate about it. It's a whole different story to send out a memo to a bunch of people who you don't see every day, who are your employees, who are not, right in the same office area as yours and stopping in to talk about upcoming projects and stuff all day long. It's totally different. You get that kind of disconnected, robotic, mechanical marketing, which you see more and more from these larger companies.
That's why I don't like anything that's automation. It's the moment I hear automation and SEO, I know that there's challenges that are involved. I mean, yeah, how much can I automate for local businesses? Then you start to look at the different industries that exist. And I gave the examples of the chiropractic industry, for example. I can't automate anything when you got clients that are on each end of the spectrum here.
Right.
You get into this article software, article spinning software, article distribution, video distribution. I mean, I'm surprised there aren't local SEO or SEO tools out there that help create videos just with how we do some of the PowerPoint videos and then with the voiceover and whatnot, but automate all of that.
Right.
Or you even have, an automated computer voice. Like, it's just not going to be the same. You're never going to get the right tone. You're never going to get.
And people aren't going to appreciate it.
No, not in our lifetime.
You can tell when you're being duped. Anybody can. If you're sitting and it feels like somebody is trying to push something on you, the first thing you do is
and especially in the United States of America.
Especially in the United States.
This is the marketing mecca compared to how aggressive marketing is elsewhere around the world.
Well, and that's kind of the idea is people like to buy stuff.
Oh yeah.
But they don't like to be sold.
No.
They just want to have an answer to their solution or to their problem. What's the solution? I'm going to pay for it.
Let's get it fixed.
Yeah, fix this. I don't want you to sell me something. I want to tell you, here's my problem, here's my money, fix my problem.
So create marketing material that handles and overcomes their objections, their
Exactly.
buying objections,
Right.
and understanding what types of buying objections consumers have for that particular local business.
Right. Like for chiropractors, we try and generate content that, um, might inspire somebody who would otherwise not be interested in at all in the idea of chiropractic treatment. Say, somebody with back problems that is looking to go into surgery. You know, here's an alternative.
Mm-hmm.
Before you do this, before you go and spend an insane amount of money on your health insurance deductibles, make sure that you are make sure that you've taken all the necessary steps up front. You know, come in and just take a look, see what we can do. Here are some athletes that swear by chiropractic medicine. Here are some proven case studies of chiropractic help in regards to recovery from surgery. Even if you're diehard into the idea of I'm gonna get 2 pins in my back because that's what's gonna help me. How about instead of getting on a intense drug regime afterwards for rehab and pain relief, you look into chiropractic pain management. These are all things that we try and push forward the idea that you know chiropractic medicine is so much further forward than it was even 20 years ago.
Whatever our culture is, and that our clients are trying to push. And
Exactly. And we can say, look at all these advancements. Look at how great this is. Look at how awesome this is. And never really try and sell anything. Just try and sell an idea.
But essentially, the LMS membership is you get access to the portal, which is a whole bunch of video training, and that's what Josh paid grand for. We do monthly webinars, student webinars, similar to this, but it's much more intimate with a much smaller audience and much more detailed. We have all, of course, the Q&A that we go through. All the videos are transcribed. You get all that stuff. You get workbooks, and you get all the management files that I use in my agency. But this is the big one here. And, you get access to the private Facebook group. And it's a community. It's a very, very good community that, gives you access to all the students and, what people are doing and some really good ideas. And Josh is active in there. All the other students are very active. And we also do weekly member calls on Wednesdays. So after I jump off this, we're doing a member call, and I let you know all the different changes for the week and what was going on with that. And along with some of the webinars, we'll do hot seats, student and client hot seats. And Josh was on a hot seat once, but we've probably got a dozen or so hot seats done now, and these are students that are in various stages. And our community is extremely tight, where everybody is very vulnerable to their challenges. And, with a student hot seat, it's like, all right, we just did one with a guy by the name of Ragu last month. And, he just completed his first month. And he just posted his first month's activity of being in this industry. And I think he got, 8 or 9 new clients in 1 month. And a month ago when we did the hot seat, it was he was just building his website. It was really cool to see what he's done. So, with the LMS program, you get quite a bit that comes along with it. It's not just a training course. It is available all the time, 247. It works on your mobile devices. Some of our students will download the MP3s and, listen to it when they're driving. But you also get the ongoing support. And again, that's just like in the group. That's critical. We're always all trying to help each other out and bring everybody up at the same time. Same reason why I'm in a mastermind group or I have mentors is that, these are people that keep me motivated. And when I hear Josh, I think one of the last messages he sent me was, hey, we just got 16 new clients, and this was like the 20th of the month. And he's like, we got 16 new clients this month. I'm astounded by, what's going on. And I'm like, holy shit. All right, I don't have 16 new clients this month. I got to work harder. And I love it. I love the motivation with it. So you get that, with the ongoing support. Local marketing source, we're really trying to give you new content, fresh content that's relevant, and fresh education. And then, of course, you've got a lot of experience that's in there. So now, how much is this going to cost you? I mean, I can hear you guys spinning your wheels right now, going, this this sounds great, but I don't have $600 to spend on a course. And of course, nobody does. Well, not nobody, but let's face it. So you're going to spend $100 a month. It's that much. Of course, you're going to get a 30-day money-back guarantee if it's not for you. You'll get in. You'll be able to have access to everything. And you can cancel at any time. There's no contracts and all of this and blah, 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 blah. You know, we've increased our price. We continue as we add more value to the portal. Our prices increase. But once you become a member, you're and local marketing source. I can confidently say that, you know, as long as we're offering this training, you're going to be grandfathered in at that price. So your price is not going to go up. You know, at $97 a month. When Josh bought, you know, from 3 years ago, and we had a monthly membership fee, I think he's you know, his membership fees are about $50 a month. But of course, the company and the value that we deliver is significantly higher now. That's why we're able to increase our price. So you're going to remain the same. Here's just some stuff, the different content you're going to get, guys. There's over 100 videos, over 60 hours of training. You know, we cover quite a bit. I was going to take you to get a look at the inside of the portal. Let's see what happens when I click on that. So I hadn't logged in, but I'll go back to the presentation while this logs in here. And we're going to go all right, so we'll go take a look at that in a moment. Just flying through some of this stuff here. You know, you get the MP3 files and everything's included, and yada, 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 yada. Awesome, awesome stuff. And just as a reminder, like I just want to say, the calls, we get a lot of people that really enjoy those things. The private group, tremendous value in there. And then monthly content and hot seats. So with that note, let's listen to what some of our students are saying. Of course, this is our...
I've taken on client after client after client, and now I have not even advertised myself. All my business now is referral business.
What I liked about Scott is real solid principles on ongoing business.
I have the course in my hands physically for about 2 weeks, and already I've got 2 clients from just using the information in module 1.
I had 5 clients, and that allowed me to quit my job.
I was able to go out and get my first client within the first few weeks.
You know, because I'm only on module 2, but I only needed up to module 2 to get going. And the thing that I got from Scott was you don't need to learn everything straight away. The most important thing you do is to go out and get your first client.
And so Scott's course really gave me that confidence.
That's awesome. We don't have you in there, Josh. All right. I'm signing in here, guys. I know you're going to see this is the back end. Because I'm an administrator on the site and I'm so frustrated. Maybe some techie can help me out about this. But I have to, for me to get into the portal, I have to go through the back end, and it's really not, this doesn't happen. You know, you would log in and you would see this page I'm about to show you right now is the page that you're going to see right away. So, you know, once you get into the portal here, you know, we've got all the different pull down menus. You know, the local search services, those are the 3 pillars, you know, Josh's core service and some traditional organic search engine optimization and, you know, all the different backlinks, video marketing. One thing that we do talk about, because I do have the experience of running my own agency, building and managing your agency, this is this section here, you know, such as the different metrics. You even get into different setting up your business, you know, where you have to get it registered and items like that. you know, you can see here I was talking about all the different hot seats that we've got. And, you know, Scott's a good buddy of mine as well, Scott Meadows, for example. And, you know, Scott actually came and visited me at my office. Just give me 1 second here.
Yeah, it's something I really had to put a lot of thought to, Scott, about new to employee. And then I send them home to work at home. I now have a telecommuting.
Scott, when he did this interview, guys, he was just starting out. He was brand new, and recently, Josh, did you check out those photos of Scott's office space? Yeah, you did. You were commenting on it.
I did. Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, and you know, I'm so proud of Scott of what he's been able to accomplish. He's got a really, really nice. Oh, awesome! Isn't that an awesome picture for me to log into on Facebook for you all to see? I really like that video, Josh, that you did with Matt Coffey. These are two students at LMS that have connected, and Matt's business is doing extremely well as well. This right now, guys, we're looking at the LMS back end. You know, here's a new student, Ron, that just joined in, and people are saying hi. Ragu was posting some of his successes. I'm trying to find Scott's office space here. You know, here's a nice post that Scott posted, you know, that we're just doing the LMS hot seat with. I'd like to listen to it, and it's awesome office space. So he's not on the line, but I just wanted to say how proud I am of him. Oh, there's your picture again. That slide was supposed to come out. In any event, guys, here's your link. I'm going to copy and paste it to you right now. Go ahead, make your purchase. Within 24 hours, you're going to have access to the portal, and I will come in and say hi to everybody. So I sent you a link through GoToWebinar, or you can click on here. And I'm just wondering if there's any types of other questions. Some good thank yous here. See you soon. Thanks, Josh and Scott. Mike, what type of marketing material do you have in LMS? I.e. cold call, leave behind material, webinar material, scripts to conduct our own, generic niche book to retitle myself as an author, etc. Woo! Let's go take a look. All of that, Mike, is available. Right here, there's a tab called Resource Directory. We've got all the sales material. I mean, I've got my SEO sales trail. I think that was actually a resource you used, Josh, at one time with your sales guy.
I did, yeah. And if you guys are on this call and you're not members of this group for the price Scott's talking about, you know, this is a complete no-brainer. I get questions from people all the time. What do I do? What services do I offer? How do I get my clients? Scott gives you the entire blueprint in this course, and he's not asking for $1,000 up front. It sounds like it's now just a monthly fee. It's a no-brainer. I mean, this is going to be equivalent to having a franchise. That if you signed up for a franchise, you'd be dropping $30,000 or $40,000 in franchise fees to learn. Okay, how do I structure my stuff? How do I get my clients? What marketing materials do I use? What people do I need on the staff to get things done? Scott's giving you all of that in this course. Plus, there's ongoing updates. So every week, I guess there's an update call where you can get in and ask your questions, and then a live community where you can interact with other people like me and Scott and a lot of other guys that are doing this full time. I mean, it's really a no-brainer.
Thanks, Josh. That really means a lot. You know, I mean, let's face it, I'm a businessman, and I'm in business to deliver a good service for a valuable price. And, you know, you paid $1,000. Now we're selling it for $100 bucks a month. Well, our student retention rate and our student value is actually higher than the money you paid for it. I mean, it's just all about delivering value. The point is once people get in and they're spending the money, they stay because they recognize and they see that value. So, yeah, you did get a bargain. But Mike, back to your question and stuff like that. You know, I talk about the SEO sales trail checklist. Here's a little checklist. You know, you get all the templated proposals that I use: SEO, PPC, website proposals, PowerPoint presentation for prospects and clients. You know, that was my webinar. Here's some training material for your sales guy, stuff like that. These are just sales and marketing resources. You know, we can even go to places of the world that I absolutely hate is HR. You know, and we've got job descriptions for your salesperson and sales coordinator and other stuff that you're gonna create. Operational resources. This is to get the job done, to manage people. Different checklists for Google Local, what you should be doing. On the page checklist, we can just go and take a look at this file here. So here's a simple cheat sheet. Oh, that's pretty big. There we go. Just different checklists and cheat sheets to get the job done. So I hope that answers your question. Well, there are a lot more questions here. Tom, just saying, want to say thank you. Thanks, buddy, for speaking up. I appreciate it. Dwayne saying thanks. You guys, I'm appreciative you guys are saying this. Paul asking, do you have any guidance on outsourcing? Yeah, we actually have quite a bit. There's a whole section on just outsourcing right here. Not only that, not only do I have my own content on outsourcing, 3 different videos on outsourcing. One of the webinars we did was with Nicole Munoz, and she manages a staff of 80 that's all outsourced. And so that's how to outsource the right way. This was an unbelievable outsourcing webinar that we put together. And it's her presentation. It's not mine. It was really, really good. So, yeah, Paul, we do talk about that. Josh was asking, how would this help me in the commercial real estate industry? Are you a realtor, or are you trying to approach realtors? Because my answer is going to be different. Sean says, thank you. Oh, well, welcome, Sean. He just says, I just joined 4 days ago, and from the 10 plus videos I've watched so far, well worth the $97. Oh, that's cool, Josh. Or Sean. I mean, come say hi in the Facebook group. Do you have a reputation management marketing product, or which one do you recommend? Bright Local is what I utilize. What do you use, Josh? You're Bright Local as well, right?
We use Bright Local for a lot of stuff. The reputation management system we use, I think maybe that's another webinar that you could put together, Scott.
Was that the link that I saw on our group chat, and I clicked on it, and it had your URL, but it had a client and a bunch of reviews?
Yeah, I mean, I think that might be a good follow-up webinar.
Dude, I briefly went through that for about 15 minutes today, and I was just like, my jaw dropped. I was like, what am I looking at here? This is awesome. So yeah, I just haven't had the time to jump into the conversation as much, but man, I think that's really cool. Paul's asking, how does this differ from our local marketer sales kit? We sell a program, guys, called the Local Marketer Sales Kit right here. The Local Marketer Sales Kit, Paul, is a one-time fee. It's $97 once. That's it. And you get access to these different modules, which is it's just sales content on how to sell the service, and that's it. All the videos are in here. You can see, when you get over to it, but there's no community behind it. You don't get into the Facebook group. and you just have the training material on how to sell the service. You don't get access to any of the material on how to deliver the service, or even the documentations. You're going to be restricted when you click on the resources tab. Everything looks the same. You're just restricted to a lot of the content. So all this local search content here, this online marketing section, you don't get any of that. Over here, you get access to client acquisition, services, and services to offer. And that's it. That's the local marketer sales kit. Still a good deal, but not nearly as good as the membership. Thanks, Mike, for saying that. Harry's saying, I got here late. Can't even talk. I got here late. Is there a replay? Yes, there is. Josh is saying, I'm currently a realtor and also looking to get more investor leads. All right, about 10% of my student base at Local Marketing Source are small business owners. They're not aspiring to be an agency owner. They just want to learn how to deliver the services themselves for their own business as an entrepreneur. And I'm surprised you stayed on the line as long as you have, Josh. That's great. And that is a product that we do want to bring to market. Essentially, when we bring that to market, it's going to be everything that we have today. It's just not, you're not going to need everything, such as the build your business section. All this content here is not going to be important for you. We're also going to want to create another back-end community specifically to small business owners as opposed to agency owners. But if you were to buy today, there's still tremendous value in it. And, we can go and look at our membership base and see quite a few small business owners that are in here and ask a lot of different questions. This conversation right here by Raghu, he's talking about how much he closed last month. You're not going to find any value in that conversation. But for example, this conversation here, does anybody know any good WordPress plugins for creating landing pages? Oh, you chimed in there too. So you will get value from it. But again, take advantage of our money back guarantee if you don't get the value for it. If you're a member of LMS, you get access to the Local Marketer Sales Kit. Yeah, absolutely. The Local Marketer Sales Kit is 7% of all the videos. So if there's 100 videos, you get 7 of them in the Local Marketer Sales Kit. That's it. But it's all there. So, are there any more questions, guys? All right. Well, I got to have a watch with me more often, Josh. I'm really sorry we went an extra half an hour. And thanks for staying on the line. I didn't expect you to stay on the line through this. And thanks for the shout out, man. I'm very, very appreciative. So,
absolutely. Thank you.
Well, I owe you a nice dinner sometime. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and end this call. And I want everybody to have a great week. And don't forget, if you're not going to become a member, subscribe to my podcast or YouTube channel. Because once a week we are putting content up there as well. And it's not, it's partial of the call, but definitely get on my podcast or YouTube channel if you're not going to buy the membership today. All right, have a great week, guys. Talk to you later. Bye for now.
Well, thanks for watching the Local Marketing Industry Update. We've got these things coming out every single week, so if you liked with what you heard, just click the button right above me right here to subscribe to our channel. If you'd like to get a little bit more, right over here, go check out localmarketingsource.com. We've got free reports that you can grab. You can even register for a free marketing course to get in and see the portal. Or just go ahead and follow us on some of the social channels. We'll be around. Until next time.